Ladakh lies in the Indian state of Jammu and Kashmir. It comprises of two districts, Leh and Kargil. The Leh district is divided into four regions, Nubra, Sham, Leh and Changthang. In this documentary, the focus lies on Buddhist marriage practices, rituals and ceremonies in the Rong Chu rGyud area of the Changthang region of Ladakh. Rong means a vale, Chu meaning water, and Gyud meaning connected, a valley connected through a water channel. This area starts from the village Liktse and ends at Chumatang. First of all, the groom's family sends chang or local beer to the bride's family or house through the uncle. This ceremony of sending chang to the girl's house to ask her hand in marriage is called tichang. Tichang has to be sent at least 3 to 6 times. The ceremony called tunjor is also performed. The nyopas from the groom's side leave their village. A reception called karshul is arranged by the neighboring villagers for the nyopas and the tudmi, with chang and tea. The nyopas perform the chotpa dance in front of them. On their way, the tudmi and the nyopas pay respect to the deities and protectors in the mountains by shouting kiki sosolargelo. For lunch, they have tochang kholak, which is barley dough, raw meat and beer. On the arrival of the nyopa and tudmi to the bride's village, a reception called tusko is given by the villagers. The villagers are acknowledged with kataks or white scarves by the tudmi, and the villagers serve them with local beer and arak. When the nyopas and the tudmi finally reach the bride's home, a reception called Phok Karchol is given by the bride's family as well as relatives. Here again, a chotpa dance is performed by the nyopas and katak is given by the tudmi to the people carrying the karshol. Then the bride's brother, the jespon or the head singer, and the group of nyopas from the bride's side, along with the relatives, carry sticks called nyenber. They confront the groom's party and ask about their whereabouts in the form of a song. After many questions and answers, the groom's side, Thutmi, requests the bride's side's party to allow them to enter the house by presenting a white scarf to the jespon on the bride's side. Koktuk, which is an incense-like substance, is burned to ward off bad omens that might have come along with the groom's side party on their way here. This is done while singing a song. Khadaks and money are presented to all the Nyopas one by one. The entrance song is called the Galue Song. After some negotiations, they are finally allowed to enter the house entrance. All of them shout Yasha Yasha and enter. They are stopped yet again at the door by the Chanma, Lakde and Changma, who are the tea makers, food makers, servers, caretakers of local beer. The Thutmi present them with money and white scarf called Khadaks. After many deliberations through songs called Lundan, they enter the house along with the Nyopas of the bride's side. He carries the picture of the head guru of the family or the village. Before allowing the Nyopas to sit down on the carpet, thorny branches are laid down on the carpet. Only after several questions and answer sessions by both the parties are the thorny branches removed. Now the groom's side Nyopas and Thutmi can finally sit down. The Nyopa parties from the groom's side pay chotpa or salutation to the deities of the village, the gathering, and the Gorza of Chang through a dance and a song. This dance is called the Gorza Sis. The relatives and guests who have arrived there present the couple with gift and money. This system is called Rail system nowadays. In the house altar room, the monks are busy preparing a torma. A torma is made to ward off evil eye. This torma is called the Mikha torma. An individual carries the Mikha torma from the main house to the tomb or the gathering. He then shows the Mikha torma to each and every individual while asking for money. This torma is a symbol to ward off any evil eye or misfortune from everyone. Then, before the monks enter the main gathering, the torma is thrown away somewhere far. The Thutmi, who are the groom's father, uncle and helpers, present all the relatives and guests in the gathering with a piece of bread along with a khadak. This is done while serving them chang or local beer with a small yar, a small amount of butter put on the rim of the cup as a sign of auspiciousness. The bride is then taken to the tomb or gathering with her helper, who wears her entire bridal clothes, so that it can be displayed among the people. The bride herself wears yokar, or a decorated cape worn mostly by married or to-be-married women. She is congratulated by her relatives with khataks or white scarf. Parents are also congratulated with khataks and a token of money by relatives. Then food is served. The gifts for the bride given by the relatives are kept safely. Then the gathering of guests is over. The thom is dispersed. However, the nyopas from both the bride as well as the groom's side sit together to sing songs throughout the night. Some interested people also perform the jabro dance. Early morning on the next day, the hair washing ceremony is done by the bride's aunt. This ceremony is called the hraptu. The bride is dressed with a complete set of bridal wear, including the koshen kos, perak, tunglak, ultik, kau, golden rings, mule docha, digra, babu, etc. The bride goes to all her close family members and relatives and cries, while the aunt, who is her helper, asks on the bride's behalf, "How are you able to send me away to a stranger's house?" in a recital song form. This crying of the bride is called pagngu. 3 knots on a white scarf called thot is placed on the perak of the bride. The ceremony called yanguk is performed by the monks while the bride sits with her brother. Yanguk ceremony, the bride is taken out of the Changthang at a particular time allotted by the astrologer. Dashispa from the groom's side then holds her hand and takes her out of her house towards the thom or the gathering. This ceremony is called the lamjuk ceremony. The bride is taken to the thom or the gathering where the raktak ceremony is then performed. She is then made to sit on a carpet where a symbol called a gakhil, an auspicious sign, is made with grains. While she sits there with her aunt, khataks are used to make a rope from one end to another end of a pole. This ceremony of tying a rope on which the bridal trousseau or raktak is held is called the zongtak kyangjes. The bride's side Nirpon then places clothes on the rope one by one whilst everyone sings the Zonglu. A Yanguk ceremony is again performed by the monks to ensure the prosperity of the trousseau that is being given by the family. The person who makes the list of the trousseau is called the Zongyik Dikan. He then reads the Zongyik or the details of the Raktak given to the bride by her family and close relatives. The last dance is called the Nyopesis, and this is performed before leaving the bride's house. Then the bride's raktak or trousseau and along with the gifts are kept in a vehicle to be taken away with her. When the bride reaches the groom's house, the ritual called Chasum Dor is performed on the raktak or the trousseau of the family by a monk to ward off bad omens. All the relatives of the groom gather in the tom or the gathering. Apart from serving the guest with tea, chung, a special food item called pemar, which is made out of barley butter, sugar mixed with tea, is also served to them. Then the cushion says is performed. This dance is done before dismantling the dange or the dough cake, which is placed in the center of the tom. Then the dange is dismantled. A small piece is cut and put on top of the knife held by the Nyopas. The cushions dance continues. The dange or the dough cake is then cut into small pieces and distributed amongst everyone. The father, mother, son and the daughter-in-law then perform a combined dance with all the Nyopas. After the dance is over, they are all taken to the main house where the bride and the groom take off their bride. They also perform a dance called the Nyemad Sis. It is also called the Gyuma Sis in Rong Changthang. The Nyopas from the groom's side then sit throughout the night and sing songs, while youngsters prefer dancing on latest Ladakhi pop songs. With this, the wedding ceremonies and rituals are finally over.